Welcome everyone to Legal Skills and Methods class. So for this session, you have classes with me every Friday at 10 to 12. So my name is Miss Putri Sophia. I'm a law lecturer as well as program director for Master of Laws, just in case if anyone would like to have more knowledge on how they can pursue their studies, feel free to get in touch with me because I teach both for undergrad as well as postgrad programs. So when it comes to learning law, because I'm active in engaging with industry partners, as well as attending a lot of conferences, and most of my friends are all lawyers. So what they have shared is with regards to the skills that the current lawyers need to refine, and their concerns is whether the current law students will be able to develop future skills so that they can embark well prepared in their future world of work. So all of you are aware or have learned about artificial intelligence or machine learnings. All of these new technologies can do a lot of lawyers' work in a much faster time and with less mistake. So that's why as a lecturer, my role is to ensure that there will still be jobs for young lawyers, regardless if you want to work in a law firm or in any other organization, there's always a space for you, but you'll be coming in as different as compared to other law graduates from other universities, because I'll introduce different types of techniques for students to learn law. So as you can see, how I teach law has been recognized not only at Taylor's, locally at the Ministry of Education, as well as internationally. And I'm also would like to show everyone, this is the general overview of the teaching team at Taylor's. So all of them will be teaching you guys either in year 1, year 2, or year 3, or even in the Master of Laws program. So I'm pretty sure you're already familiar with Dr. Hamahinder as well as Miss Marini. So if you have any questions relating to the program itself, you can get in touch with Miss Marini. But of course, any matters relating to legal skills and methods, I'll be your first point of contact as the lecturer. But any matters relating to you cannot access times or with regards to fees, that's where you can direct your inquiries to Campus Central. Okay, so I'm pretty sure most of you are curious on what will be covered under legal skills and methods module. So I'm pretty sure some of you already have a general background about what a law is about. Some of you come from science background, so you have no knowledge on law, but it's okay because for year 1, we'll be covering everything from scratch. So no students are left behind. So in order to ensure that not only students develop the relevant comprehension on the core modules or electives modules, but they are also equipped with the relevant skills. So we're talking about the soft skills on how students present, whether or not they present effectively, how students manage stress, how students do their own reflection or work in groups, how students' ability to write. So these are all will be covered under legal skills and methods. So it's my role to make sure that all of you able to write problem question, able to write answers for essay question, able to present effectively. Because if any lecturers complain that students cannot do this or that, then they'll all look for me. So if you look at the bullet point number 1, what students are expected from myself as your lecturer, as well as your examiner, is that you must produce, able to communicate and disseminate information. So this is where the assessments of presentation comes in, because you must demonstrate your ability to able to do research and as well as communicate what you have researched. So number 2, students must demonstrate emotional literacy, ability to regulate their own emotion. So why is that? This is to equip students to be resilient as well as mentally prepared for any types of changes that's going to happen throughout their studies. Because I'm speaking from experience as well as my conversation from a lot of people, is that we have young lawyers who work in any organization, they are struggling to equip with new technologies. They are struggling with working from home because they cannot communicate with their colleagues. So if it affects their mental health, it also definitely affects their work. So that's why we introduce digital reflection assessment, which carries 10% for students to be able to understand their strength as well as weaknesses and how they can do better in the upcoming semester. So for bullet number 3, we have the initiate and manage independent, continuous, lifelong learning and legal research using technology. So this is where your legal skills comes in when it comes to doing legal writing assessment. So all of you will be assessed on how to use the relevant databases. So not to worry, you don't have to go to Taylor's library because we have all the facilities online. So if you have attended orientation, you've attended a training or workshop on Taylor's library or Taylor's online library. So there's so many sources available when it comes to the selection of journals. So student must always refer to those journals in finding answers to support your thoughts. So please do not Google question and copy whatever you found on Google, because that's a common tendency any individual will do. But that's a lay person's thoughts. It's not a legal or it's not a validated thoughts. So in order for you to get an accurate reflection with regards to a particular area of law, students need to utilize Lexis Advanced and Westlaw when it comes to finding legal sources. So for your assessment, please make sure that you extract articles from Lexis Advanced as well as Westlaw. And lastly is to identify opportunities and solutions. So this applies to your legal writing assignment and presentation, because whenever you encounter with a problem, so how do you provide solution? So same goes when you write legal essays or answers to problem question, you need to identify the issue, identify the law, and then subsequently provide the solution. Any questions so far, or everyone is okay? All right, good. Thanks, Christina. So this is the list of assessment for legal skills and methods. So for tutorial participation, this applies across all modules. So students will be awarded 10%. So this is where it's crucial for students not to even miss one tutorial session, because otherwise you're going to lose marks from there. So there's also 40% augmented reality group video presentation. So students will work in a group of 5 and to make a presentation, but not in an ordinary presentation where you will need to incorporate AR in your presentation itself. So not to worry, there'll be a video to provide instruction on how you can create this presentation. The third assessment would be legal writing assignment. So this is a paired work. So students will work one group with 2 people to identify the issues with regards to the current issues. So if you've been reading newspapers, following up on social media on current issues, so you'll be able to attempt this. But of course, you're required to do legal research to support your answer. And lastly would be digital reflection. Some students tend to take digital reflection very lightly, where you share your emotionals when it comes to studying law. Like when I first joined, I feel anxious, I'm unable to meet friends physically. So when you share your experience and emotion, you'll get 0 marks. So a lot of students in the past, they tend to get 2 out of 10 or 3 out of 10. So how do you score 8 out of 10 or 10 out of 10? This is where you must provide a proper reflection. It's like if you encounter a problem, so how do you solve it? And what are the skills that gain from the session, from the problems that you have encountered until the day you found the solution? So I want to see a growth in terms of your personal development. So don't write about how you cry every night, because there are some students who will write like they will treat the last assessment as a journal. So I cannot provide marks because this is not a reflective personal development. The first topic, we're going to learn about referencing. So I'm pretty sure some of you guys have experience writing essays. Some of you guys have experience using referencing, but in different format, either APA or Harvard. But for law students, legal researchers, legal academic, anyone in the law field, they usually follow OSCOLA referencing. So when we speak of referencing, this is where when you write your essays for all of your assignment, you must correctly and accurately acknowledge the original author of those information. I'm mindful that some students, they do a lot of reading. So each and every sentence is full of referencing. It's okay because you're supposed to reference it. So then students will ask, so Miss, how do I write without, having footnote at every single sentence? So this is where your ability to make comparison or analysis or discuss comes in. That's where your original ideas appear and you don't have to provide citation for analysis part. But for any content where you have extracted it from other sources like textbooks or newspaper articles or internet sources, you have to acknowledge the original author. And there is a specific technique on how you do that because for each assignment, marks will be provided for providing proper reflection. So we do not want students to lose mark, like get 0 out of 20 for not being able to properly reference. So you're just wasting away 20 marks just like that. So it's essential for all references have a proper information. So that's my role to guide you on how to do proper referencing. So with regards to the referencing, if you have written assignment or read textbook, you always see that this fine note at the bottom of each pages, and then you'll see a numbering with regards to the source of those information. That's what we call footnoting. It will appear at the bottom of each page. So this is where you will indicate the original source of it. So I'm showing you an example of sample of assignment. So this article, if you can see at the bottom, there's a long list of referencing and it must be based on OSCOLA referencing. Some students, the referencing itself takes half a page, whereas the content is like one paragraph. So try to avoid that because what happens is your students will mention, okay, a provision in the contract X state this, you provide footnote, then you copy paste the entire section 10. So because it's very long, so that's why it takes up like half or three-quarter of the page of your assignment. No marks will be provided for copy and paste the entire provision. Even if you put in the content, some student will ask me to proofread or just to check they're on the right track. I'll just remove it entirely together. You need to be able to summarize the entire section in one sentence. That's where lecturers will provide marks for your ability to summarize. All right, so how do you do that? So I just want to ask if everyone has Microsoft Word. If you do not have, because some students, what they do is that they type their assignments in Note or OneNote or any other platform, but not Microsoft Word. So when you do that, you're unable to do proper footnoting. That's where you lose mark. Or sometimes when you do it manually, then the numbering will go haywire. So it's good if you invest in Microsoft Word. And then at the top ribbon there, you see a few selection. And when you click on references here, there is a ribbon called references. Then you select insert footnote. And it will automatically appear the numbering at the bottom of the assignment. Please do not do referencing manually, because what will happen if you enter the numbering manually, the more information you add, then you have to keep changing the ordering of the number. Okay, so there is a question here in the chat box. I will try my best to attend. Oh, okay. So let's look at the next slide itself. So remember when I speak of law students doing referencing using OSCOLA, so OSCOLA referencing is meant and has been designed to contain all information that will ease future readers when it comes to legal information or legal research. So it stands for Oxford Standard Citation of Legal Authorities. So I've already uploaded on Times. So I'm just going to share a Times page for those who have yet to view Times. This is what Times looks like. So when you access Times page, so all general information will be uploaded here. So you will see the module information, the scheme of work, online classes. So the detailed information on OSCOLA is available here on OSCOLA handbook. So you can just click and download it. So whenever you make assignment, you can cross-refer to the handbook. And there's also an example of OSCOLA library, because there is a severe consequences if you don't take referencing very seriously. That's why I'm covering it on the first day of class itself, because I'm mindful some other assignment will release your assignment early. So you need to have the skills to do proper referencing. Okay, so I'm just going to share back the lecture notes. So this is the quick reference guide when it comes to having instant information on how to do referencing for books, articles, internet sources, statutes, or encyclopedia, or newspaper articles. It's all available there. So let's start. I hope all of you have Microsoft Word open so that you can, test your ability or write down notes on what to do. For citing a book, especially a textbook, remember when I speak of footnote, it's usually at the bottom of the assignment. So you need to have the full name of the author, followed by the title of the textbook, and the title of the textbook must be italicized. So there is a distinction between students who achieve 20 out of 20 or 18 out of 20. For those who are able to achieve full marks, which means that you have accurately follow each steps under the OSCOLA referencing style. So the title of the book must be italicized, not put inverted comma, not underlined it, not highlighted in yellow. And after that, followed by the edition. Some book will have first, second edition. Some book have no edition at all, so that you don't have to put it. Followed by the publisher and the year where the book was published, so 2019. So this is how you provide proper footnoting. And if you can see the one in yellow here, number 35, this means that the information that you abstracted from the textbook is at page 35. So if I want to double check whether or not the information is on page 35, so it becomes very easy for the examiner or the external moderator in UK to cross-refer on the exact page. So let's say when you do assignment, you have a component of research, content, as well as referencing. So for content, for you to get full marks, it's good if you can put page number in your footnote itself. Some students, some academics, the common tendency, what people will do is that because they read an article, the article got that citation, so they copy that citation instead of going through the original source, because it's easier for them just to copy paste. So if it comes without a page number, that's how the examiner would know you actually copy paste the citation from another source, not from the original source, because you're unable to tell me which page number that you extracted the information from. So that's why those students who really follow this guideline will be able to achieve high marks. So if you can see why I highlight certain keywords in yellow is because this is the one where students need to pay attention when it comes to citation in a bibliography. So the citation differs slightly a bit, where instead of you write the full name of the author, you only start with the surname followed by the initial of the first name. And then the rest would be similar, but without the page numbering. So why for bibliography is without page numbering? is because bibliography is just a compilation of sources that students have referred to throughout doing their assignment. So usually as an examiner like myself, when students submit their assignment, the first thing I'll do, I'll check their bibliography because I want to see how many sources students refer. If there's only one article, then I already know the content would be very scarce because most of your information comes from one website or comes from one journal article. So if you can see student list out 10 journal articles, then I know that this assignment is going to be an interesting read because it consists a lot of thoughts and analysis based on various articles that the students have referred to. So that's why you need to have a footnote on each page, as well as a compilation of all references at the bibliography. So just another tip for students to do their legal assignment. So you usually start with doing your, writing your essay or writing your essay, and then you compile all the footnotes. Once everything has been finalized, so you click on the footnote, double click, and then Control A, you select all. And then when you create bibliography, that's where you Control V, you paste it. And then after that, you change the name of the author instead of full name. Then you just put surname and initial, surname, initial. Once everything have been changed, that's where you rearrange it in alphabetical order. And if there's any journal article with page numbers, you just remove it. So that's an easy shortcut on how to prepare your bibliography. So you don't have to retype it again. Okay, so I hope this is easy to capture for students on how to write a book. Anyone has any question? Can follow? All right. So there is a button here on class point where I can randomly call student. So if you can see here, colorful cards, if I tap on one particular color, then it will randomly reveal your name. So I'll do this activity every now and then just to get students summarize what they have learned and then share any question if there's any. Yes, Kazim, I haven't pressed anything, but you have a question. How can I help you?
What if it's an ebook?
Yes, ebook also can. When you do referencing towards an ebook, because ebook is actually a textbook, but in an electronic format, you can still follow the same citation here. So it will be a full name of the author, the name of a textbook, the edition, as well as the publisher. But that's a good question. Since you asked about ebooks, I'll go back to Times because I've uploaded ebooks here. It's right. It should be somewhere here. Yep. So it's here. So this is an example of OSCOLA citation. So I put full name of the author, but I cannot italize here. So that's why I put inverted commas. So for assignment, you need to italize it. The year of the publisher, the name of the publisher followed by the year. But I think you need to access it, and then you're able to see the textbook. Okay, can everyone share? Have you faced a similar problem? Okay, anyway, so if you go to Taylor's online resources, you just select on ebooks, and then after that you type the name of the ebooks, then it will appear here. So this one is highlighting all textbooks, but I've indicated these two because these two are the one that I've able to identify that's available on Taylor's online resources. If you have other textbooks in the reading list, means that it's only available in the physical copy, not on the ebooks, because otherwise I'll put it down here. Okay, so we also have a question in the chat. Okay, something with the laptop. All right, so that's one with the ebooks. So for assignment, students tend to refer to textbooks as well as journal articles. Hold on, yeah. All right, so this is another example of citing a book. So if you can see, the format is the same, except the information will be different based on the book itself. Full name of the author, title of the textbook, which needs to be italicized, followed by the publisher. As you can see, there's no addition, year, and then page number that I've referred to. So in bibliography, you followed by the surname and initial of the first name, and then the rest the same without the page number. Because this is very common, what I noticed. Another mistake that students tend to do is that they do citation for bibliography in the footnote itself. Then I cannot award full marks for that. It's correct, but it's in the wrong place. So you must make sure that it's full name, not surname with the initial. So as you can see, the next slide there, I put here ... If I call your name, so what you need to do is that you need to unmute yourself and then tell me how you're going to cite it at the bibliography. In 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So you guys ready? Let's start with this one. Yijin. Yes, Yijin. Are you here? Can you unmute yourself? I'm waiting for Eugene, but at the same time, I accidentally pressed this one, but it's okay. Things one, are you here? Can you unmute yourself?
Hi, Miss.
Yes, hi.
Yes.
So can you share, how do you do citation in the bibliography for the first one?
M. Dixon.
Can you try again?
Wait, D. Martin. And
Can
then.
you try again?
Oh no. D. Martin.
No. Try again.
Martin D.
Surname first.
Dixon M.
Yes, Dixon M, correct. And then?
And then Modern Land Law.
Italize.
Oh wait, no, Dixon M. And then 2018.
The full citation. Can you see the slides?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it should be Dixon M, comma, and then the rest is the same. Modern land law, you italize it, then you bracket edition, publisher, year, and close bracket. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. For bibliography, no need page number. Okay. Good effort. Just please make sure you remember it next time. Eugene, are you still there?
Hi, Miss.
Oh, hi, Eugene. Yes. So I would like to call your name because I would like you to do citation in a bibliography format for number 2.
Okay. Christensen C, comma, Innovators Dilemma, Harvard Printing Press, 2005.
Page number?
No need.
Correct. So for bibliography, no need page number.
Thank
All
you.
right. Well then, Eugene. And the last person I'm going to call, Ini, Mini, Miny, More, would be Jiazian.
Hi, Miss.
Hello. Hi. Are you ready to do a citation in the bibliography for bullet number 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Sexton R. Dot, comma, land law, bracket, 10th edition, Oxford Press, 2017.
Okay, that's correct. What about this page number?
No need.
All right, no need. So in bibliography, please do not put the page number. All right, okay, well done, everyone. So now I know 3 students able to cite for a textbook. So let's see for writing articles. So it's slightly different because for writing articles, you notice the title of the article is not italicized. Title of the articles, you put the inverted comma. There's a question, please explain the page number, what is it and where do we get it from? Okay, Masvita, if you can scan this QR code using your mobile phone, or you can visit classpoint.app. enter the class code 12369 and you register your name. That's where you can be part of today's activities. All right, so if you can go to classpoint.app, alternatively, in cases of if you get kicked out by some reason, you can always refer to the class code at the edge of the screen on the right side. It will always appear there.
Sorry to interrupt you, Miss, but I think she already mentioned that she can't access the app previous to the chat.
Okay, sorry about that. So if you're unable to access that app on your mobile phone and if you can access it on the website, feel free to write down your answer in the chat room. So that's how I monitor your understanding as well. Okay, thank you so much for that, Amalia. Okay, so now we're going to look at the citing of articles. So I mentioned here, if you notice here got inverted commas and it's not italicized. So as an examiner, because I'm so used to marking assignment, so the moment I see if it's italicized, so I know it's an article. But if suddenly student put a volume publisher, then I'm like, why I got publisher? It should be a textbook. That's where we invite examiner to Google the name of the article itself, whether or not you copy paste, where you wrongly copy paste, and there'll be a consequence which I'll explain at the end of the lecture. Okay, so citing a footnote, the yellow part means the same. It has to be the full name of the author, followed by the title of the article, and you put inverted comma, bracket, year of the publication. If you see number 72, it's actually the volume of the journal itself. So there's no publisher, there's no edition, it's the volume. And MLR is this an abbreviation of the name of the journal. Sometimes it can be Malayan Law Report if you want to use the full name. Can also Malayan Law Report, Commonwealth Law Report. So you just put here after the volume, followed by the page number that first appeared in that journal itself. Because in a journal, they have a lot of articles. So let's say your article is number 4. So then the page number starting of the article is 554. So you must indicate this because for me, that's where I know the first page of the article in this journal appears on 554. And then in yellow, again, this is the page that you actually refer to, 556. So if you do not indicate the page number 556, so I already know students copy paste from another sources. For citation in bibliography, same format like textbook, you just need to follow with the surname first, and then after that, the initial of the first name. So it becomes Young, AL, and then the rest is the same, except you don't have to put 556. Another common mistake that students tend to do, so if you have your notes Microsoft Word in front of you, so you can just put dash, common mistake, is that they remember, Miss Sophia said no need to put page number in the bibliography. So what happened is that they put Young AL, the name of a title, year, journal, name of the journal, and that's it. There's no page number. So this 554, the student did not indicate. But the one that I'm actually referring to is that you don't have to put the page number that you actually refer. You don't have to put 556. So that's why there's no 556 here. But the original article that appears in the journal, you must indicate the first page. Okay? Because otherwise, like you can get 18 or 20, but I cannot give you 18 or 20. I can only give you 16 or 15. Okay, so that's one example how to cite journal article. Okay, that's great. We have 2 participants raise their hand. Let's start with Kazim first. Kazim? While waiting for, yes. What's your question?
Oh no, I didn't realize that I raised my hand. Sorry.
But do you have any questions since you
No.
Okay, Elvin.
So after the name of the author, it comes with the title, right? Is that in defense of?
Yes, so this is the name of the article itself. So let's
name
say,
of the article, okay.
Let's say if it's legal skills and methods in modern times. So then it'll be legal skills and method in modern times. And I put here the inverted commas.
Okay, thank you. And what's the 554 is the initial page, is it? Like the first
Yes.
page where you saw the thing?
Correct. So usually when you download the article on Lexis Advanced or Westlaw, then you will see on the first page itself, there's a number which doesn't start by 1. It's usually 108 or 347 or 73. That's the first page number of that article.
Oh, okay. Then the 556 is the last page, is it?
556, let's say you get information relating to legal skills in modern times. Miss Putri said this one whole paragraph on page 556. So because you want to acknowledge my content in page 556, so that's where you put here 556.
Okay.
Let's say if the paragraph that you refer to in the page 96, that's why you put here 96.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Thank you so much for the question. So we have a question here. Hani asks, what 72? 72 means volume because Malayan Law Report is a very famous journal. So there's a lot of contributor. So that's why they have a lot of volume is like version. So they have a lot of version. So this is where if I want to get the article on in defense of due deference, so I need to get version 72. So we call it the volume 72. Claudia, what's MLR? It stands for Malayan Law Report. But when you do legal assignment, you come across with so many numbers of journals. There are thousands, probably millions. So it can be any journal name that you actually refer to. Commonwealth, Australian Law Report, or England Law Report, everything. So you just indicate the name of the journal here. Okay. All right, some students already helped to explain. Excellent. Thank you, guys. So let's test students' ability. Okay, before I test, so this is an example of an article that I've extracted, but not all articles will look like this. Sometimes the structuring or the formatting differs, but the key content would be similar. So this is the name of the article. So as you can see, it's always on the first page. And then the name of the author, that's where you cite full name. And then we can see the page number is not number 1, it's number 193 because it appears in a journal on page 193. So that's where you put Caroline Hedrovic, comma, and then italize the name of the title. And then after that, you put bracket the year. So if you look first page, there's no indication of year. So you look at the second page, that's where you see the year of the journal. Where is the year of the journal? Okay, so here, the year of the journal is not indicated, but you can go to the next page. Sometimes the year of the journal would be indicated at the top section itself. So you can see here the volume of the journal, number 19. So that's where you put, after you put bracket year, then you put 19, the name of a journal, Transportation Law Journal, and then the first page number where the article appears, which is 193. So if you refer to the content here on this paragraph, and then you paraphrase it, you put in your assignment, that's where you, in your footnote, you can cite 193, 194, because the actual page that you refer to is available on page 194. Okay, all right. So let's move on to the next page. This is another example of citing articles. So I'm just going to move on. There's no activity. Okay, you guys are lucky. So now I'm putting here another source that students commonly refer to is when you have a book, but it's an edited book. So what does it mean by edited book? So it's just like ordinary textbook. Is it that every chapters will be contributed by different author? So for example, one textbook with regards to law modules at Taylor's Law School, and then chapter 1 will be written by me, chapter 2 Marini, chapter 3 Miss Sarata, chapter 4. So if you refer to chapter 1, so how do you cite the first chapter? So if you follow this format, usually you put the first full name of the author, just like how you provide footnote for journal articles and textbook. And then because it's just a chapter by itself, right? Then you put the title of the chapter here, and then you put inverted commas. So this is the name of the title. And then if you can see the one in yellow, in, this is very crucial for you to put in, then you put the name of the textbook. So that's where the rest you continue just like how you cite a textbook. The name of the editors, that's why you put here bracket EDS. Whoops, this one should also be in yellow. EDS means editors. And then the rest title of the textbook, you have to italize it. And then publisher year, followed by the page number of the chapter that you refer to. All right, so this is an edited book. In bibliography, format's the same, except the surname, you need to put it first, followed by the initial. Okay, so I know there's a lot of things for students to remember. These notes already uploaded on Times. You can always cross-refer to it when you actually start writing for your assignment. So don't feel overwhelmed. It's my role to ensure that you know the importance of referencing, and the moment you got your first assignment, you already like that know how to do as the assignment already. Okay, so we have 5 questions here. What if the actual page is 193 and we took the reference on that page itself? Okay, that's a good question, Gayatri. So let's say the citation and footnote, Justin Pila, etc. And then page, okay, sorry, I'll move this screen then. All right, so let's say if you want to cite journal articles, you put 117, the name of the journal, page number, and the actual page that you refer to is the same. Then you put comma 42, because that's the actual page that you refer to. So you write again. Miss, the one in yellow, must it be bold or just for you to highlight it to us? Thank you, Kisina, for mentioning. It shouldn't be in bold. It's for me to highlight it for the students. Okay, so in the your assignment, please put yellow also. Okay, Audrey, you raised your hand. How can I help you, Audrey?
Miss, the MIT is the abbreviation, is it?
Yes, so some publisher, they put the name of their company in abbreviation format. So you just follow whatever the name of the publisher. If it's Oxford Press, then you just put Oxford Press.
Oh, okay, thanks, Miss.
Some put KL Press, so you just put KL Press. You just follow. It's usually on the, when you open the cover page, the information is all on the first page of the particular book. Okay, so we have more questions. It's good for year 1 to ask a lot of questions. Does the article of an article needs to be italicized, just like the title of a book? Okay, Iza, thank you for your question. So for article, you just need to put the inverted comma. Only books, the title of the books, you need to italize it. So actually that's a good question. So don't put Justin Pila, the title of the chapter, then you italize it. Since in a book, right? And then that's where you lose out marks because it's not proper referencing. So you put inverted comma, the name of the title of the chapter, and then in the name of the editors, followed by the title of the book, which you italize it. Okay. Some of you probably wondering why it's so complicated. Don't worry, I also wonder the same thing, why Oxford has to do things this way. But I suppose it makes it easier for future researcher or future readers to make sure the validity of the information. This is citation in a newspaper. Same format as in a book, except that you put the full name of the author and then the title of the article in the newspaper, but you put inverted comma because it's an article. And you have to put the name of the newspaper and you have to italize it. Financial Times or The Star, New States Times, Maldives Times, Brunei Times, whatever name of the newspaper here. So you italize it and then you put bracket, the location of the publisher. So usually it's London, Kuala Lumpur, Sydney. and the year where the article, the full information, the full date where the newspaper was published. 1st July 2017, and then the last one would be the page number of the newspaper article. Okay, so citation bibliography, usually the format is the same. Instead of full name, you start with the surname first. Some students will make references to online newspaper or online articles. So the format will be full name, just like any other sources that you're citing, followed by the title of the article. Then you then you put inverted comma. Naked Law, which means the name of the website itself. So if it's online newspaper, then you put the Star Online, New Straits Times Online, RT Times, and then you italize it, followed by the year, the date where the article was published online, and then you copy the link and you put it access 19 November, or the date that you actually access to. Usually you have to put the access date when you do your research, because some students, because they do assignment at the 11th hour, so they just copy paste from other sources, and then when it says the access date, 19 November 2017, now it's 2021. I'm like, can't you even bother to change the year? So you have to make sure that it reflects this year more perfectly. It reflects on the day where you actually do research. Because sometimes if I mark and then other examiners think I'm lenient, so what they'll do is that they will actually go and click on the link itself to determine whether the link is valid. So what happened is your assignment will be marked by the lecturer that's teaching you, and those assignments will then be sent to an internal moderator for the internal moderator to review the marking to ensure that there's no biasness. So to ensure that this moderator is fair and not biased, we'll send to UK for UK to review the marking again to determine if we're too strict, we're too lenient, if student copy and paste without proper referencing. So all of this will be picked up by 3 different individuals. All right, so an example, Audrey. Audrey has a question. Yes, Audrey.
Miss, the Naked Law is the title of the book.
The title of the online website.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so let's say here an example, I put The Guardian. So that's where you put The Guardian. So you can put here bracket, The Guardian, you italize it, and then comma, the date of the publication.
Miss, I have another question.
Yes.
For when they wrote the access 19 November, it's the date where we open it, is it?
Yes, on the day where you open and read the article.
Okay, thanks, Miss.
Because if the article is published in 2017, it will appear here. 1st May 2017, so I know it's an old article, but you access it today.
Okay, thanks, Miss.
Yeah. So just like this example, what is the name of the author? Anyone able to pick it up?
Martin Thomas.
Is it Martin Thomas?
Yes, correct. Thank you so much for that. Martin Thomas. And after that, you comma, and then you open inverted comma, right? You put the name of a title. Anyone able to identify the name of a title?
Yes, it's The Human Error, Not Artificial Intelligence, Poses the Greatest Threat.
Excellent. So this is the name of a title. So you put there, you just copy the name of the title and then you paste it. So then you put the name of Martin, the full name, comma, open inverted commas, and then after that you paste it. So the name of Human Errors will appear here. Then you put bracket, The Guardian. So The Guardian. So you need to know when the article was published. So anyone can identify the date.
3rd April 2019.
Excellent. It's right here, 3rd April 2019. So you put it there, 3rd April 2019. And followed by, you copy paste the website address. So here, you just click, copy, and then you put in your assignment, you paste it. After that, you put access. Today is what day? 6th of April 2021. Ta-da! Like that. because different website, the format is different. The only thing that remains the same is usually the internet website link. It's always up here. Whereas sometimes the name of the publisher would be this side, year would be at the end of the bottom, and then the name of the author sometimes there, sometimes it's not there. So, oh yeah, if the author's name is not there, so what do? The author's name is not in the article, but it's good content. You cite it from there. Anyone who would like to try? Okay, so Martin Thomas. Cry, Phil, you don't cry. So sometimes an article without an author is because it's published or written collectively by an organization. For example, United Nations, the World Trade Organization, World Health Organization. So you put there World Health Organization, and then the rest you follow similar format. Because sometimes you'll come across articles without a particular author. Yes, name of organization, Truvi is correct. Okay, and then at the end, once you've completed your assignment, you smile looking at your effort. Please don't forget to do a bibliography. It's usually at the end of the page. You have to put the heading bibliography, not references. Some students try to be creative and then put some other labels because it's not only marked by me, right? It'll be marked by 2-3 other individuals. So bibliography, it's easy for everyone to refer. And then you list out all the sources in alphabetical order after you have changed the full name to surname and initial first. So as you can see here, all the page number where we put in yellow is all not there because for bibliography, no need. Okay.
Hi, Miss.
Yes.
Sorry for interrupting. Which of those do we prioritize? Books, internet sources, newspaper articles. How do you like prioritize which of those that we like put on top of the other?
Oh, to me, I put it in alphabetical order because books, B-I-N. Or sometimes this is not even alphabetical order, Sophia. Yeah, as long as you categorize it properly.
I see. Thank you,
Yeah.
Miss.
No problem. So this is a closer snapshot of what all citation looks like. So you can always refer back to the OSCOLA handbook. So you have example on how to cite cases, the name of a case, year, the name of the reports. You have an example of other books, statutes, so how you make reference to textbooks, articles, website, as well as newspaper articles. Everything is there. So whenever you're not sure, you just refer back to the manual handbook. Some students, I'm pretty sure you have friends who are your seniors, right, in year 2, year 3, and then they will say, oh, guys, there's a technique where you can go to Cite for Me website. Just put the name of the title of the books, textbooks or article, name of the author, then you click generate, it will automatically generate for you. You can, there's an easier option, but just make sure sometimes this website, when they provide citation, it's not 100% accurate. It will be like 90% accurate because sometimes the name of the publisher is not italicized. So if you want to get 20 of 20, you can use Cite for Me website, but just make sure you double check the formatting is all correct because we do not want to lose mark from referencing. It's actually pre-marks. So this is where I mentioned earlier, for research and referencing, marks are actually awarded. So if there's poor use of referencing, student can get 0. So I'll give an example. Students make reference to the star. So in the footnote, students just put the star online. So when I mark, and this is a real case, why do you just put the star online? At least make an effort to put the hyperlink, or if it's actual newspaper, the page number is nothing. So I don't know the title of the article. I don't know who's the author. So I give 0. Some fair use of OSCOLA referencing. This is the combination of some accurate and then some will just not accurate. Like you put you just copy paste the hyperlink, you paste it there. It's like no effort to provide information with regards to author or title. So that's where you get 5 if it's a combination. Some a good effort, you can get 6.5 or 7.4. Which means you have tried all to follow OSCOLA referencing. It's just that some formatting is not spot on. And lastly, the one that is excellent, or we can get 7.5, 8, or 9, is where everything is perfect. It's like very pleasant to read. Okay, just to do a recap and to make sure everyone is on the same page, because I know it's a lot of information, right, on how to do referencing books, textbooks, journal articles, and newspaper. So if everyone can have your mobile phone on standby so that we can do this activity together. All right, so the first question is, I hope all of you have been awake for the last 1 hour and 15 minutes. What is referencing? So A, referencing is the method of acknowledging the source you have used. Or B, referencing is a way to acknowledge the existence of the law. C, referencing is a method of ensuring other people's ideas supports your idea. Or D, referencing is a way to cross-check your arguments with other people to ensure your points is valid. So which one is the correct answer? So enter your choice. Okay, so we have 106 students.
Okay, we got so much.
Sorry, Junku.
I mean, since our classroom have only 86 participants.
Oh, who's the other rest? I have no idea. It's unless some students, they access the mobile phone and online website. But thank you for highlighting. Okay. Majority answers A. Come on, 8 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the correct answer is A. So referencing is to acknowledge the author where you have extracted the source from. So let's see who's leading the leaderboard. We have P. Hui Chi as number 1 because you're the fastest, and correct answer Ku Hui Jun, Lai Ting Zuan, Hani Aziza. Okay, well done. So the next question, let's see if top 5 can remain in top 5. Which referencing style should students adopt when writing legal paper? A, APA, B, OSCOLA, C, Harvard, or D, EndNote? Get ready. Sixty-two, 65, 66. Come on, just now we got 76. 10 more students. Are you guys Googling the answer? We got 76 more. Come on, guys. The answer is pretty clear. It's right in front of you. It's B, OSCOLA referencing. So well done, everyone. And the top 5, OP Hui Chi. Congratulations, you're up. Second one, Lai Ting Zuan, Wan Xion, Job, and Nicholas Lee. So we also have Fredrina Valkish as well. Okay, so I put down 5 questions. So we got 3 more questions to go. The first 3, probably easy. Number 3. So if you can see this reference, right? What is this reference for? A, is it for internet source? B, journal article? C, book? Or D, statute? All right, so look at it, the one that is in yellow. If you're ready, so enter your answer. Okay, so we have 63 students answer C, 3 students answer B, and 1 student answer A. So the correct answer is C. Majority of the students got it correct. So sometimes it can be tricky, but once you have mastered the technique, the moment you can see the title of the thingy is italized, you already know it's a book. Okay. Number 1 that's leading, Lai Ting Zuan. Okay, well done. So your new number 1 job rose up from bottom. Now number 2, we have Wong Man Jae, Hu Hui Juan, Iza, and Anusha. So welcome guys to the leaderboard. And question number 5. What is this? This is question number 4. What is this reference for? So you can see it's quite longer as compared to the other reference. Is it A, internet source, B, journal article, C, book, or D, statute? Delmi, Nagy, Joseph, Souls, Alan, Dubin, C. Are you guys ready? Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Okay, guys. So the correct answer, are you guys sure it's B? Majority answer B, and the correct answer is B. So it's good that majority of the students answer correctly. So let's see who's leading the leaderboard now. Ku Hui Jun, Phoebe. Hi, Phoebe. Hui Chi dropped. You dropped from number 2 to number 4, Nicole and Amalia. All right, thank you guys. So if you can see, the moment you have open inverted comma, it would be journal article. If it's a book, the name will be italicized. If it's internet source, there should be the hyperlink. Okay. All right, question number 5. This one I did not cover just now, but just to see if you can roughly gauge what's the answer. Can you cite a source from a lecture's PowerPoint slide? Good question, right? So A, student can acknowledge the lecture in the footnote. That's where you put Marini Arumugam, taught 1. B, students can quote lecturer's notes in the footnote as long name of the lecture and date of publication are included in the footnote. Or C, a student does not need to cite as the information on PowerPoint slides are knowledge imparted from lectures to student. Or C, or D, student must cite the original source of the information contained in the PowerPoint slides. A bit tricky. Let's see if students are able to answer it correctly. We have quite confident students answering B, 47 of them. We have 1 answer A, 6 answer B, and 6 students answer C. So we got answers for all categories. All right, 70 students have answered. So let's see what's the correct answer. Do you have to cite lecture notes or you don't have to? The correct answer is D. So whatever information that's provided in the lecture slides, you must extract the original source of the information. You can either ask your lecturer, where do you get this information in this bullet point? Usually lecturers cannot remember. So because the common knowledge is available on the primary legislation, either the statute or cases or in a journal articles or books. So usually you just copy the information to Google and then to find where is the original source appears from. But don't cite lectures notes. Okay, let's see who's mastering the leaderboard. Congratulations to Hui King, Nico, and Nicholas Lee for being in the top 3 of today's activities. So congratulations to Amalia, Rachel, and Wong Menji as well for being in the top 6 for these quizzes as well. Woohoo! Well done, guys. Okay, so we have learned about referencing. Now we're going to look into the consequences of not providing a proper referencing. the fact that you didn't do proper referencing, you get lesser mark. But it actually carries severe connotation for failure to provide proper referencing. I was previously the academic integrity officer. So my role is not only to interview students who try to cheat in the exam hall, but whenever a lecturer becomes suspicious of student assignment, so we'll send it to the academic integrity officer. So that's where our role to investigate if students have actually asked someone else to do assignment, or students have copied the entire answer from Wikipedia or from any other sources. So when it comes to copying, it calls as plagiarism. So plagiarism is where students extracted information from other sources but fail to mention the original source, or fail to acknowledge the original author and pretend as if it belongs to the student's own original idea. So that's what we call as plagiarism. Plagiarism is so severe, even if as an academic do it, if we are caught, we can be terminated from our own employment. And this is not something new. It has happened to other academics in other various universities, even some who has a doctorate, and it was found that his thesis actually plagiarized from other sources. So his doctorate title was even revoked. So that's how severe plagiarism is. So sometimes when we copy and paste, we forgot to provide proper acknowledgement. That's where the investigation or disciplinary hearing will be held to determine whether you genuinely forgot or is this an excuse during that hearing itself. So plagiarism is actually an act of fraud. So that's why it's very important for you to acknowledge authors from other sources in your assignment. This is the definition of plagiarism. It's to steal someone's idea and then pass it as your own. It's to use other people's information without citing it, or you commit literary theft, or you present it as an idea as if it's your own original idea. Okay, so electricity shortage. Thank you so much for that. So these are the examples of plagiarism. The common one is where student copy paste. If you every assignment, once you have prepared, will need to be uploaded on Turnitin. So you will see on your times page for every module, the date where assignment date is released, there will be a Turnitin link. So you click on the link, that's where your assignment, the finalized version, will need to be uploaded. So please make sure you upload the finalized version. Some students will upload the assignment question. So once you have uploaded, so that's where the system will use artificial intelligence to scan and determine each and every word, not even sentence, word where you have actually copied it from other source. Then let's say if you've copied from your senior, it will highlight it in red that this source come from the other student's work, and then it will also indicate the link to other students' work. So I can always click on it and then compare the previous work and then a student's work. Oh, and then there'll be another highlight in blue where student actually extracted from a textbook, Emily Frinsky. So I click on the link and then it will appear which page, which paragraph. So that's why students should not take referencing lightly. Some students will try to be smart. So instead of uploading it on Microsoft Word, they upload PDF format. So as a lecturer, I'll know if it's a PDF version or Microsoft version. So then students will be asked to resubmit the assignment again using Microsoft Word, because if PDF, then the Turnitin cannot detect it. So some students will upload assignment which is not even legal skills assignment for some other assignments, just to see that the percentage is low, but then will submit the actual work but via email to myself, saying that there's problem with Turnitin, cannot submit. But if you can see on Turnitin itself, my percentage is 0. Via email also, it will not be accepted. Everything must be uploaded on Turnitin using Microsoft Word. Okay. So these are the consequences of plagiarism. Marks can be deducted. You can receive 0 grade or fail grade. You can be suspended or even expelled from the university. So I have to emphasize on the severity of plagiarism, because the moment we have print this particular letter, which called academic misconduct form, the moment that we have to type in your name and then your student ID, the date of the hearing, what's the outcome of the hearing, and this document will be inserted in your student file and it will be enclosed forever. So the moment you transfer to UK university, whatever is in the file will be transferred together to that university through UCAS application form. Some university will accept your application, but some university will not because of that one piece of letter. Sometimes when you want to do internship, future employers will call Campus Central to ask on the students' credibility. So Campus Central will say, oh, the student is perfect, outstanding. Oh, by the way, this one student attended disciplinary hearing based on the file. So that's why try to avoid all these unnecessary consequences by properly doing referencing. All right, so this is an example of academic misconduct. So I've highlighted in black for the student's name. So if you can see, these are students' information, which program, does it support breach of academic integrity? Yes. So this would be the consequences, and it's not limited to one. The academic integrity officer can actually mark whether to counsel and fail grade or provide any other suggestion that deemed as relevant. Okay, so whenever you're in doubt or whenever you're not clear, you just cite it. So in order to summarize whatever that we have learned today, so I prepared a PowerPoint video just to provide a summary of today's lesson.
Hello everyone, this video is about referencing and plagiarism. You may be wondering, what is referencing? Referencing is a standardized method of formatting the information sources you have used in your assignments or written work. So let me tell you how to write proper references. For legal writing and dissertation, you need to follow the OSCOLA referencing style. For journal articles, the citation starts with the full name of the author followed by the name of the title of the article, year, the name of the journal, and page number. For statute, the full name of the act, and then after that, the provisions. Whereas citation in a bibliography starts with the surname of the author followed by the initials, and then after that, the name of the title, year, name of the journal, and page number. The consequence of plagiarizing is severe. It can amount to plagiarism. So what is plagiarism? Plagiarism is the act of presenting other people's idea as their own, or you may use other people's work without giving proper accreditation of the sources. If any student found guilty of plagiarizing, it can amount to academic misconduct. For more information, you may refer to your student program guide. So if you're in doubt, not sure whether or not to cite or not cite, just remember, always cite! All the best in writing your assignments! Woohoo!
Okay, that's the end of our today's lesson. So I hope all of you have enjoyed learning about referencing, and if everyone can just share your feedback using class point by drawing your emotion. And this time I'm hearing students learning referencing is fun. So good job, guys. You guys made my day. Heart back to you, Jolene. Times 3,000, why not 5,000? Okay, thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate the effort as well as positive spirit to learn legal skills and math. For this close submission for today, if you have any other questions, feel free to ask. But otherwise, we'll end our class today. Thank you. Okay, thank you guys. So I'll upload the pictures up on Times as well. So feel free just to use this as a memento of your first day of legal methods class. And that's all from me. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Miss. See you.
Thanks, May.